What's up everybody, Deepcut here with Cartoon Universe. Today we're obviously talking about the new Helluva boss short that just got released over on VivziePop's YouTube channel. This one is the 5th official short in the series, and one that focuses pretty particularly on Loona. That makes sense with the title Orphan Time, but it's not just about Loona as an orphan, but about Loona and Blitz needing to assassinate this guy who's a children's entertainer who takes care of orphans. Now real quick, I just want to talk about how much I really do love this short series so far. This is what a lot of people expected from the show originally, just fun little adventures up to Earth that aren't too long and mostly focus on comedy over drama. Though as a lot of you I'm sure noticed, it does have some drama embedded within it and it's actually pretty great. But it's just nice to get like 6 straight minutes of Helluva Boss where it's nothing but the absolute best of Brandon Rogers and just Loona doing crazy stuff like accidentally shooting the guy in the leg and then clearly feeling so bad about it, and then Blitz having to come in at the end and smash his head in while saying daddy will fix it. I'm not sure the show has ever been this funny since the pilot. And that's okay, I kind of don't want it to be. I like when the main episodes are dramatic, or the way that our editor Haro talks about it like a soap opera. Let's be real, it also gives me a lot more to talk about in videos. But taking these kind of smaller, more funny plots and turning them into shorts is exactly what the Helluverse needed. Now for this mission, Moxie and Millie are nowhere to be seen. Instead, Blitz takes Loona on this mission, claiming that he just wants to get it done early so that they can spend the day doing father and daughter stuff. The show is known for having its releases delayed sometimes just because YouTube doesn't like something that's in the video and they have to censor it or make some sort of accommodation. And it's totally possible that Loona blowing up this man's leg with her gun was something considered too extreme for YouTube, but it was absolutely hilarious, so I'm glad we got it either way. Now, despite this being a very simple mission, Loona accidentally connects with their target due to the fact that she is an orphan, and this man has a strong presence as a father figure because he's a children's entertainer, but also taking care of a lot of orphans who he couldn't help get adopted. This is pretty much straight up Loona's story, as at some point she was left at a pound to be taken care of by the system down in the Gluttony Ring. This seems to be a very common occurrence for hellhounds in the Helluverse, leading to sad lives for much of their population. However, some of these hellhounds do get adopted into nice families. They're often treated as a sort of butler or a slave, it would seem, like property or a pet instead of a person or a child. And Loona seems to have a mixed bag of emotions about all of this because she doesn't want to be adopted per se, but she also seems a bit jealous of other hellhounds who did get adopted. In this short, I think we get to see the real heart of what Loona really thinks here, because the choices she makes actually goes against the MO of her job. Keep in mind that throughout the series, Loona has been wanting to go on more and more of these missions, it seems, with Blitz even acting like in some occasions that it's not safe for her. So to finally get a mission with just Blitz and then to end up delaying everything and then even kind of messing it up at the end should really tell you what's going through her head. Not that it wasn't really obvious what was going on just by the way she was acting around this man in general. Now when this short first started, I thought they were going to lean into the idea that this children's entertainer really was a dark figure who had done some pretty disturbing things. It would explain why someone wanted them killed, but in the description for this, it just says that he showed the person up in high school. For a while, it seemed like this character was meant to remind us of the famous Ronald William Brown case. For those who don't know, this was the real-life case of a man working as a puppeteer on a Christian children's show, who got arrested in 2012 due to disturbing things found on his computer. And when we say that, we generally just mean things of an inappropriate nature for children to be involved with, but in this case, it went disturbingly beyond that, to something that's probably not something we need to discuss in this video, but there are a lot of YouTube videos on the subject if you are curious about this disturbing case. By the end of it, we see that this man pretty much is as nice as he claims to be, with the only real issue that Loona finds with him being that he's pretty shocked by Loona's form, clearly seeing her as a demon. This was hilarious but also heartbreaking because Loona actually wanted him to accept her for who she was. This may seem weird considering that hell is a place where everyone pretty much just accepts her for what she is, a hellhound. But what she was really trying to get out of this character was more a feeling of acceptance as a daughter. All of hell sees her as a hellhound and thus they see her as something of a pet or a slave. But this was a man who seemed open-minded to all of these different children from different walks of life. All he cared about was making sure that every child, especially an orphan like Loona, is taken care of and feels like they're actually special. So in the end, Frank McTickly Wriggler seems more so just to be a parody of Mr. Rogers. Kind of the most wholesome man from many of our childhoods, right up there with Steve from Blue's Clues and Bob Ross from his painting show. Now, the hardest part about watching this wasn't actually Loona with her emotional issues, but instead was actually Blitz. Blitz is the one who actually adopted Loona and wants to be the kind of Mr. Rogers figure that she craves. He invited her into his own home, gave her the only bedroom in their apartment, seems to actually be paying her a wage while working for him, and brought her along on this mission specifically so that they could just go bond afterwards doing father-daughter stuff. It makes it feel kind of weird that Loona hasn't warmed up to Blitz's dynamic, considering that she wants everything that he is offering in the form of another person. And it feels almost a little hard to untangle what Loona's issue with Blitz actually is. Part of it has to be because the Mr. Rogers character actually had time to win her over instead of just diving right into it and insisting that she is his daughter. All Loona does is give him the opportunity to say goodbye to all of the people in his life and all the people that he had a great effect on, clearly. Blitz, meanwhile, is someone we could say is kind of projecting his own family issues onto Loona. He didn't seem to go to the Hellhound Pound to actually find someone to treat like a family member, but someone who was just family friendly to have around his office, so he was already intending to hire whoever he adopted. When Blitz saw how much Loona was suffering at the pound, he immediately felt for her and wanted to give her a real family and a real home. But it was pretty obvious that he was dealing with his own issues involving burning down his family circus, losing his mother, not talking to his father, falling from what little fame he had, and being estranged from his drug-addicted sister. In addition to this, I believe Loona is probably very disillusioned with the adoption system in the Helluverse. Even if someone came in desperately wanting to adopt someone to be part of their actual family, it would be hard for any Hellhound to take this seriously with how corrupt Hell is. Everyone in the Seven Rings is just trying to use each other for their own benefit, and with so many other Hellhounds seemingly being adopted just to be servants or pets, there wasn't any reason for Loona to think that Blitz was any different, even with the emotional attachment he started to develop, especially considering that he wanted her to work in his office. As funny as this short was, I also feel like the drama behind it could have been a full episode, and of course probably will be in some way somewhere down the road. Not that they'll rehash this exact plot, but it's something the show has been needing to address for a while as it weaves in and out of the story involving Blitz and Loona's dynamic. Not like they're behind or anything, just that this is something they've been setting up, and this continues to build more in that direction. Even with how much closer they seem to be getting in the last season, this short still shows that they have a lot of growing to do. Now, finally, with the shorts returning, let's talk about where Helluva Boss is and Has Been Hotel as well. This is only short number 5, but the first batch of shorts, which included 4 minisodes, were set up to air 1 month right after another until after the 4th short where season 2 returned and aired 1 episode a month as well. A lot of fans are hoping for the same thing, though with Helluva Boss's season 2 finale still feeling relatively recent, at least for indie animation, I'm not sure that's actually the case, and some people are actually expecting the return of Has Been Hotel before Helluva Boss. Recently, Amazon Prime actually bought the rights to Helluva Boss in addition to Has Been Hotel, having the first rights to release the full episodes on their platform before they return to YouTube about a month later, guaranteeing the funding for the rest of the series with the story that VivziePop and Brandon Rogers want to tell. Between that and the existing production line that they already had working, it's entirely possible that a few episodes of Helluva Boss are actually ready to be aired. Maybe not the entirety of season 3, but maybe a few episodes that'll fill the gap after these shorts before Has Been Hotel returns later this year or early next year even, giving the Helluva Boss crew enough time to animate the rest of the episodes as people watch Has Been Hotel season 2 and the popularity and hype begin to settle down again. It's all a mystery right now, but at the very least, it's good to have Helluva Boss shorts returning, and hopefully we'll get short number 6 next month as well. Let me know what you guys thought of this short so far in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time.